Good evening, friends. This is Arpita here again. So yes, today we are going to talk about last 3 days. We have been talking about meditation and energy healing practices, right? So what is we have learned about in first part, what is meditation and how to practice meditation. And the second part, we have talked about the anatomy of spirit. Okay. And now today we are going to talk about yoga and its types. Okay. When we hear the word yoga, what is that we are understanding? Most of the times we know about yoga is, the asanas, the exercises, all these things. Whenever we say, we are going for a class, we say yoga class. Okay, we need to understand yoga means define. When we define yoga, it is about energy and its matter. Okay, we need to understand that. It is where there is union, there is a separation. So energy and its matter, it's always a yoga, it's a union. When it is coming to union, it is the energy and its matter. Like if we give an example, when we listen to when we look at the flower of jasmine, the color combination is the same. And when we look at the flower mogra, the color combination is the same. But what is making the difference between its identification? It is the fragrance, right? It is the fragrance which is making the identity, it's making a difference in the identification. Right, so that's where we say that it is what is that identification? It is the fragrance, right? The fragrance of the jasmine is different, the fragrance of mogra is different. That's what is making two things, though look similar, making the difference. That's how even we humans, though in spite of having the similar features of two eyes, the lips and 2 ears, or 2 hands, 2 legs, everything in the same form, but still what is making us different is the fragrance, right? It is the fragrance which is creating the difference. So wherever there is a union, there is a separation. Right? And now, when we come to today's point, after understanding what is yoga, the definition, we understand what are the types of yogas. Right? When we talk about the types of yoga, the first thing always is the Hatha yoga. Okay, Hatha yoga, it is like we understand, human mechanism. Human mechanism is a combination of the physical body. It's the accumulation of food, your mental body, like the kind of software, the memory part. Okay, it makes the individual function in a specific way. Right? It's accumulation of whatever food we are eating and the thoughts we are running in the mind, which is making us the way we function in a different way, in a perfect, every person, that's how becomes unique. And now energy body, which is beyond this physical and non-physical. It's like, energy body is the shunya, you can call it about. Okay, the tattva, which is actually, it is not physical, it is beyond that, but it is neither, we cannot even consider it as non-physical, because even in the non-physical, there are some feelings, though there is no physical thing, still there is some intelligence which will be working. Now, when we call about energy body, we deals with all this physical, beyond physical senses, right? And now, when it comes about, will come about this energy body, the later part. And now we're talking about the Hatha yoga. When we're talking about the Hatha yoga, it is basically, it is the connection, it is reaching to the tattva, the essence, the fragrance of it, as in totality, in the physical, as a physical matter, there's a tattva, the fragrance, through the body, right? That is what, through the asanas, through the postures. Okay, we are connecting to our own self. Through the body, you are connecting to your own fragrance. That is what the main principle, main purpose of Hatha yoga. Generally we hear why you're going to yoga. We say, oh, I'm growing on fat, I'm growing on my health is not being fine, so I need to do hatha yoga, I need to do some exercises and keep myself fit. No, the hatha yoga, the basics, the purpose, the main purpose of making your body into an alignment, into a certain postures, all this is because you want to merge, realize, reach your own fragrance, become aware of our own fragrance through the body. Okay, that is the main purpose of the hatha yoga. And now, when it is coming to the next point of mantra yoga, okay, in mantra yoga, there are three things. First way is the bhaikari. Bhaikari is when you chant louder. The chanting is happening very external, it is very loud. Okay, it is the first method. The bhaikari is the method of chanting the mantra. And now the second one is the upanshu. It is little low voice. It is not the loud voice, it is the low voice. This is the upanshu. And now the third way is the manasik. Manasik is when you are chanting your own way. And now, what is this about the mantra yoga? What do I get, by chanting a mantra? Okay, you can say, if I say mantra for certain time, what do I get? It is, we need to understand, we are all, like how we understood human mechanism. It's a composite of, what the mental body and the physical body. We need to here understand what we are repeating. Okay, it is creating a vibration within our cellular system. And that sound is producing certain amount of energy inside us. Two stones, when you vibe, the fire was born, right? That's the same way when you are continuously taking the same mantra, that every mantra is made out of some combination frequencies of the universe, right? So when you are chanting the mantra, you are repeating it, and the sound is creating a vibration inside the body, and the energy is formed, right? So if say, suppose if you want, everything is an archetype, a form. Every form has got its own tendency, its own meaning to whatever we are doing in life, right? Like if we say the mantra of Panchakshari mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, right? This is the Panchakshari mantra, what we chant. So that does not mean, you're going to become Shiva and you're going to suddenly become enlightened and suddenly something is going to happen to you. It is that we need to understand, when you are repeating the mantra of Om Namah Shivaya, then the tattva, that the Shiva form has got some frequency, some intelligence. Through that form, we understand something. It is religiously, we have been listening from ages that Shiva is the universal personification of the cosmos. Okay, it's the personality represents the cosmos entirely, right? So when you are connecting, when you are repeating the same mantra, you are connecting to the deepest energy, the space energy, the silence, which is the dissolvement within yourself. Okay, every yoga, whatever in way, whatever form has come, the only yoga, every time it teaches about the entire aspects of self exploration and the path of self realization. Everything talks about merging in your own self, dissolving in your own self. Okay, whether it is through the body or through the mantra. So you are dissolving in your own silence. Okay, that is which gets awakened when you chant a particular mantra. Now, when you chant a different mantra, say, when you talk about Om Namo Narayana, okay, this is called Ashtakshari mantra, right? So it is when you say Om Namo Narayana, you know that Narayana is the protector of us. We have been hearing, and there is a personality. It's a complete deep silence and calmness and a completion which brings inside the heart. The heart is completely healed. Okay, so whatever, when you're chanting the mantra, you become balanced within yourself. Okay, every mantra, even say, suppose you want to become a wonderful cricketer. Okay, the people may say, If you chant Om Sachin Tendulkaraya Namaha, you will not become Sachin Tendulkar. But Sachin Tendulkar is not a person. The essence of it is a cricket, right? A person who has so much of devotion, so much of dedication towards the the art of cricket, the play, the game of the cricket. Then the cricketer inside, the energy, the inspiration of the cricket will start awakening inside. So every mantra, whatever you chant, it is connecting to the essence, not to the form and the stories which have engrossed inside. Okay, sometimes, while the process, we get into it depends upon our tattva. Internally, maybe there are so many things, so much of ignorance which we hold inside. Ignorance is nothing but the things which you have not yet known. You have not yet known because the light has not fallen on that. Okay, how are the scientists able to see through the telescope what is happening? Because from the outside, the light has been fallen. If not, everything is in darkness, you do not even know, right? That the same way, when we are chanting a particular mantra, it is like maybe the quality within ourselves we have not identified. So when you are putting light onto it, it is initially completely dark. So you are now, the mantra is creating a frequency and awakening the light inside. So in that light, you are seeing so many things about yourself. So whatever you have not known, or whatever you have not yet resolved, any issues from your ancestors or from your own past, you have not yet resolved, the light is falling also onto them. Right? You cannot say, we've been listening from many years, many lifetimes, even every movie also what we see, we generally see a person who is a bhakta, is a devotee, always faces problems. Okay, we are used to listen to the point that once there was a poor Brahmin. Why a Brahmin is called a poor? Okay, it is like the Brahma Gyan is taken so low. Right? It is the understanding and the perception which is creating all the difference. Right? Now in mantra yoga, when you are chanting a particular mantra, the light is being awakened inside, ignited, and in that rays of light, you are seeing your unresolved issues related to your fears or any traumas or anything. The light is falling even on that. To process that, the process happens. Once you see the darkness, you don't have to know anything about it. The darkness is not saying anything to you, but it is your mind which is coming out, getting out with so many thoughts about the darkness. When you see the light is there. It is just there. It is not saying anything. It is your mind which is giving so many perceptions of the light. So when you see something unresolved things, still not yet known things, in the light all the darkness in the light, you may not be able to understand. You may say, this is my darkness, I need to process. So all the emotions which connected to that unknown form, you will start becoming awakening to it. Okay, these things happen. So mantra yoga, any mantra chanting is always healthy unless you do not know what you're chanting about. Okay, what is that which you're going to awaken? If you say Om Namah Shivaya, the Panchakshari mantra, when you chant that, there are so many fears also, because this is also called the person who even Smashanavasi. Okay, so there are so many fears about life and death also may open up. Okay, that is why in ancient days they said, women are not supposed to chant the Shiva mantra, because women are always given an order of the creators. They are the mothers. So the person who is creating cannot get in touch with anything which is connected to destruction. Right? So they used to keep women away of it. Okay, but this is what mantra yoga is. And now coming to the next point, yantra. Right? Now, when we say mantra or yantra or anything, tra is a liberation. Tra means liberation in Sanskrit. So when we are saying mantra, you are liberating. The purpose of mantra is to liberate yourself from all the emotions and the feelings which are creating an attachment and addiction to the life, to the physical nature. Right? You have to go beyond it. Now, when we are talking about yantra, yantra is yant is nothing but any physical object, any calculated physical object. We might have seen Gayatri yantra, Lakshmi yantra, so many yantras we generally chant with. It is like within the calculator system. Okay, mathematically, the vibrations of the universe have been understood in particular structure. Okay, now you have to, the purpose of the yantra is going beyond. To understand the essence is to go beyond the structures. Okay, beyond the forms and beyond the structures. Okay, that means you have to go beyond your body, your mind, your body, your physical structure. Your body is nothing but the physical structure. You have to go beyond it. Now you liberate yourself. You free yourself from all the karmic attachments, karmic accounts of related to this body, this physical dimension. That is the main purpose of yantra yoga. And now coming to the bhakti yoga. When it is coming to bhakti yoga, I say bhakti yoga is also connected to mantra. Okay, it is the chanting, it is out of your devotion, your dedication towards that essence, that your connectivity towards the essence. Any connection is through the heart. So bhakti is from the heart. How you connect to a particular thing or particular essence, and how you are awakening that particular essence inside you. Okay, this is all about the bhakti yoga. And now coming to the tantra. When we talk about the tantra, it is tra is again a liberation, and tan is again the body, the physical body, going beyond all the senses of this physical needs. Right? Tantra is all about going beyond the physical needs. Now we have already understood that human mechanism is a combination of accumulation of what the food we eat and our thoughts and so many emotions and everything. But energy body is beyond all this. Energy body is not something where you eat and you create it. It is not something where you think and create it. It is beyond this thoughts, emotions, and the structures of the body, the physical matter. Right? It is completely a shunya. Okay, in the shunya. And now tantra is something which means you are able to use your energies to make things happen. That is what tantra. So many people have the funda of tantra means it is a black magic, all this funda. It is a making a person, using a person for your sexual needs, and it is a sexual act. There's so many misconceptions about tantra, but tantra it is like making things to happen all by itself. A person has a very pure intent of helping a person or healing a person. Anything, you want to do good to anyone, and life will create that understanding in front. The ingredients are coming in front always. This always happens. So we need to understand it is here the guru, the point of guru is here essentially to overwhelm you with the, with all the nameless ecstasies. You understand everything beyond form and beyond name and beyond all the identifications. So you're going beyond everything, even the love you are able to identify beyond the physical dimension. Okay, that is tantra. You are liberating yourself from all this. It is definitely not detachment. I don't say it is detachment, but it is completely going beyond. You're mastering yourself from all. It is a complete self-mastery. You have mastered your thoughts, your emotions, your physical reality, your all the relationships or whatever issues in the physical dimension you deal with. Everything is clear. You're gone beyond it. So the purpose of the tantra is to go beyond the senses, right? And now we come to the next point of karma. Karma Yoga. Now, we understood the point, yoga. Yoga is the union. And now, with everything, there is a yoga. Yantra Yoga, the union with this. Mantra Yoga, the union with this. Bhakti Yoga, the union with this. And now when we are connecting to the karma, it is the Karma Yoga. The yoga is the union with the action part. Okay? It is the essence, the tattva inside a person expressing directly. The body is expressing, performing all the actions from the direct command of the spirit itself, the tattva itself, without the interference of the mind. Okay, that is what is karma. That is when it is said, karmanyevadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. It is like go beyond expectations. It is the mind which is stuck with the identification and expectations. But when you go beyond the mind, beyond this identifications, beyond these expectations, it's the pure action part. Action is, karma is the action, and when we say it is the service. Okay, you serve your parents, you serve your siblings, you serve your home, you serve yourself. Okay, every aspect is serving. Okay, when we are serving, it is the action mode. Everything is, it is a spontaneous action out of good. Everything is towards, any evolution is towards one step to the other step. It is like one class to another class. Okay, from 1 to 10, you are going first step, second step, third, fourth, fifth, and all. You're not coming back from 10, 9, 8, 7, and all this in a reverse way. It is a progressive way. So every action you perform, it must be an action which takes your spirit high, more ahead, not coming behind. Okay, this we need to understand. And now when it is coming to Dhyana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga is completely about understanding the dhyana, right? You are dissolving yourself into that silence. I already told you in the first point, what is meditation, dhyana? Meditation, the dhyana itself is a state of zero, absolutely zero, where there is no experience, no identification, no thought, and nothing. Even you as yourself individually do not exist. That is the state of dhyana. Okay, your yoga is a union with the zero state. Your entire system is become one with the dissolvement. Okay, that is dhyana yoga. You can even call it as nirvana. Okay. And now coming the gnana yoga. When it is coming to Jnana Yoga, you're becoming one with the knowledge. Okay, when you have become one with the knowledge, it is no more a knowledge, it is already transformed as wisdom. Okay, wisdom is something you acquire out of experience, and knowledge is something you have acquired through your senses. Okay, it is not an inner experience, it is external senses which is taken. Karmendriyas have taken it. Okay, that ahead in the next step of the knowledge is, it always turns into a wisdom oriented. Okay, and now this is what the Jnana Yoga, all the ignorance, everything, whatever ignorance, I say, it is not absolutely ignorance. Ignorance is not probably the right word to be put in any dictionary when it is coming to the path of self-exploration, but it is some things which we have not yet known about ourselves. Okay, we have not yet understood about there is one aspect probably we have not yet known about ourselves, but it is that we need to still explore what we have already there acquired within ourselves. Okay, this is what it is. And we already know that in Ashtanga Yoga, the Patanjali has already given us certain systems. Ashta Anga. Okay, Ashtanga Yoga, it is always saying the Ashta Anga. Ashta Anga is completely the 8 limbs. In that, the first 2 comes as Yama and Niyama. Yama, Niyama is the do's and don'ts. And now, what is the Yama? Yama is what we are not supposed to do. It is like non-violence. Your speech should be so pure, there must be no violence in it. And non-lying, always be true to yourself. When you say non-stealing, you are not, stealing any quality from others. It is any quality or, anything from anyone, whether it could be their identification or their, you are influenced about a person so much that you wanted to become that. You want to become that person and you have failed in life. This also comes as this stealing part, because you're trying to become something which you are actually not. Right? So this we need to understand, that you're not supposed to steal. Right? And now next comes non-sensuality. Non-sensuality is something where you're going beyond all the senses. Okay, there is no sense. It is like all the senses are there in creating the survival, the instincts part. So you're going beyond the senses. Be balanced in your senses. Going beyond the senses is, you can always say, as take a point on being balanced in your senses, not being imbalanced or go up, non-balanced. And now non-attachment and non-greed. Greed is something, maybe the positive side of the greed is abundance, but the greed and jealousy and all these things will degrade your personality into the evolution happening. Okay, and even the attachment, it creates an addiction in your system. Any attachment, it creates an addiction. So all these things are yamas. We are not supposed to get into this funks. But what are those niyamas? Niyama is like, what are the do's? You have understood the don'ts. Now what you are supposed to do. Okay, this point, first thing is cleanliness. How well you are able to clean yourself, how prepared you are. What is cleanliness? It is the cleanliness not just about the body. It is the cleanliness of your mind, of your thoughts, of your emotions. There's so many things. Okay, we need to understand cleaning is something which you don't see the place where you are. You can see, one day, maybe probably 2 days, you just leave your home without any dusting. And the third day, when you do the dusting, you feel so very nice. You feel so very beautiful. That is what the power of cleanliness. When you are cleaning yourself, you feel so good about yourself. The self-love begins to happen. Okay. Now because of the corona, whatever the virus is there happening around, we are bound to be clean now. Right? Before, earlier days, we had the point that, whenever we are going outside, we went outside, we have come inside home, back from outside our work or whatever, we have gone out. We are first supposed to wash our legs, hands, and face, and then come in. Because we are walking with the legs, we are touching, we are moving in every place. And there's so much of through air, there's so much of pollution which is coming. So we are clearing all that and coming. And even before you go to sleep, it is always healthy to take bath and sleep. Not hot showers, but very, warm water. You can always take a shower and you can sleep. You don't have to think like, if I take a shower, I become, alert. Maybe for 10-15 minutes, maybe every day you go to bed at about 9 o'clock. That day you might go about 10 o'clock, but your sleep will be very healthy. Okay, and it is even like, you have to you are supposed to look at the direction of what you are sleeping, where you are sleeping and how you are sleeping, because the brain has the habit of, there is a north pole and the south pole, all these things, and the magnetism works. You need to understand where, if the magnetism is towards our head, then the blood is collected to the head, and sometimes we may wake up with heavy headache, the breaking headache. Maybe a dream has given so much of funda that your head started breaking up and you woke up with that. It is nothing but it is the blood stream which went reverse. Okay, this might happen. So you have to be very careful about your physical things all around happening, all the cleanliness and things. And now the point of self-study and introspection. When it is coming to the self-study and introspection, it is all about understanding, knowing yourself, questioning yourself, interrogating with yourself. Okay, I am feeling low. What is that which made me to feel low? Okay, from where has this come? And how did this come enter into me? These are the questions. The minute you ask a question on why, the logical mind will begin. So it is what, where, how, and when. These are the questions. What, where, how, and when. Right? With these questions, you can always ask about what is happening and how this has come up. Then you get, it's the interrogation which you do it with yourself. And now comes the devotion part. Always have gratitude towards life, towards everything you have. Even for the things you do not have gratitude, because maybe you need some time and there is something, some rigid mind, a thought which is very conditioned, which is actually holding on to in not having that. The minute the thought from rigidity becomes flexible, you may attract it. Okay, whenever you want something and you're not able to get it, always understand what is that, the rigid thought which is actually blocking the path. You can understand this. So these are the do's and don'ts. These are the yama and niyama from Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga we got about. And now the third one comes, it is the third one is the asana. We have already talked about the Hatha Yoga. Right? We have already talked about the postures and why it is important. That's the third one. And now the fourth one is the pranayama. Pranayama is the breathing practices. Now, what is happening to the prana? What, when you're breathing in and breathing out, what is happening? So we all need to understand about the pancha pranas: apana, samana, udana, vyana, prana. Right? Yesterday's talk also we have talked about this pancha pranas. Okay, one is taking care. Apana vayu is coming completely. It is taking the circulation part, taking care of the body, blood circulation from your hips to the feet. Okay, and now samana vayu is dealing with the stomach area, and now udana vayu is dealing with the chest and above. Right? This is how the apana, samana, udana vayus, which actually taking care of all the blood circulation, the digestive system, every system in the body function very well. And now when it is coming to, after apana, samana, udana, it comes to prana and vyana. Vyana is something which is pervading around the body. It is like our nurturing and creating a harmony among all this. Okay, now pranavayu is coming from the heart, from the lungs. So the organs are the lungs, how the blood is getting circulated. Okay, it's all this is being taken care. That is what pranayama in the breathing practices, this is what happens. Now I'll tell you a simple breathing techniques or few of breathing techniques. The first one is, whenever you're feeling very low, depressed, or frustrated, or whatever is the situation, you can always count the breaths, like 4 counts. 4 counts, but when you are breathing out, you're making the count double. Okay, so it is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is how you can do that. In breath and out breath. Out breath is more longer than the in breath. When you do it with this, with this, at least even just for the 5 minutes, then you will see there is so much of difference. And now when there is any problem in your, in the body, where you need to understand about the Mooladhara, about your constipation or any issue, you can always sit with this mudra. your little finger and the thumb. Press gently. Mudra is not something you do this way or this way. It is the two tips joining. Okay, this is the mudra which will deal with your manifestation issues, whether it is your thought which you want to get manifested, or your constipation, physical issues, piles, or anything that such kind of issues you have. All is related to excretory system, right? This takes care of. And now, if it is coming to your emotions, you want your emotions to be stabilized and you're being imbalanced in the emotions, always be with this mudra, your ring finger and your thumb. Okay, you can just sit there just for 10 minutes, as many times as you want. Okay, you can sit with this and then you will feel suddenly there is a relaxation. Just 10 minutes. Every time, whenever you sit, you can sit for 10 minutes. And now, when it is you have a digestion problem, whether you are not able to digest the food or you had so much of food and now you are not able to handle your body, you can immediately sit in a Vajrasana. Vajrasana is legs fold, okay? Legs fold backwards, leg fold backwards. And then this is the mudra. Your middle finger, your ring finger, and your thumb. Okay, this is Mooladhara, this is Swadhisthana, and this is Manipuraka. Okay, this Mooladhara, related to Mooladhara, it deals with all your manifestation issues, your excretory system of the body. And this is Swadhisthana, which deals with your reproductive system, okay, and all your emotions of the mind. And now this is taking care of Manipuraka chakra. This is taking care of your digestive system and your fear issues also. Anything which is related to power, success, or your personality unfolding, all this deals with this chakra. Okay. And now you have, after Manipuraka, you have Anahata, all related to heart. You are feeling low, you're feeling depressed. This is the mudra. Okay, there's a middle finger and the thumb. And now these three fingers, this is the index finger, the middle finger, and the thumb. These three, which deals with the Vishuddhi chakra. After the Anahata chakra, it is the Vishuddhi chakra. Vishuddhi chakra, which deals with your communication things and your respiratory problems. Okay, you are not able to breathe freely. There's a block in the breath. There's so many things which are happening. This will deal with that. Okay, and now all about your nervous system. You have to be with this, your memory issues, or you're not able to remember anything, you're not able to concentrate or anything. This is the mudra. You want silence. There are too many things dumped in your head and you want absolute silence for a while. This is the mudra. This is also called the Jnana mudra. Okay, this is the index finger and the thumb. Okay, so this is Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agna. Mooladhara, I repeat again, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agna. Okay, these are the mudras you can always follow. Okay, these are the breathing techniques and the mudras which you can always follow the breath of, breathe in and breathe out. Breathing out, exhalation is longer than the inhalation. Or there is another breathing technique. What you can do is 4 counts, short counts, and 1 long count. It is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is something which you can do all the time. Okay, this is about the pranayama. These are 2 techniques, and the mudras I've told you, you can practice whenever you want for your better health and mental emotional state. And now coming to the point of pratyahara. Pratyahara is interiorization of the mind. It is like you are seeing yourself, you are interrogating with your own self, with your thoughts, you are there are so many inflow of thoughts happening, thoughts which are there, and you're able to understand which actually thought is not that very important to you to get involved at that moment of life. Okay, today I don't, maybe there's some thought, beautiful thought which has come onto me, my mind, and say, oh, in my childhood when my birthday has come, I enjoyed my birthday, and this is how my birthday I used to celebrate. And now as on today, it might be a positive memory, it is okay to think about it, but right now at this moment of my life I don't need to think, because today in my life, as of today, I might celebrate my birthday in a complete different way. I might have the different choices. The choices might have changed. The perception of a birthday might have been different. Okay. Now, as on today, that might not be necessary now. So we need to always, get into the mind and dig out all the thoughts and explore them and delete them. Right? That is pratyahara. And then the dharana. Dharana is your contemplation. Okay, it is the pranaya, it is yama, niyama are the first two of the Ashtanga Yoga, and the third is the asana hatha yoga. I already told you. Pranayama is the fourth one, pratyahara is the fifth one, and dharana is the sixth one. Dharana, as I already told you, dharana is all about the contemplation. You are taking in. Always remember, when you see every person in the world, whether it is within the family or with friends, colleagues, or anywhere, it is our own reflection which is getting projected in such a particular form. So when you are able to understand that this projection of that person, whatever the person is behaving, reflecting to me, it is the projection of whatever I hold inside within me, right? When you understand this simple thing of life, then you are becoming that person. Say, for example, everyone is an archetype. To understand certain quality of a person, you are influenced about a person, as I already told you, and you want to become that. So you are, it is the dharana of you, that you want to be that. Okay, I see Krishna, so I become Krishna. I'm fond of Krishna, I become Krishna. All the qualities will start awaken in me. Okay, this is the dharana. This is whatever you are appearing form. Okay, whatever you are allowing your form to be. Okay, now next, the seventh one comes about the dhyana. Dhyana, we have already talked about. It is completely reaching to the zero state. Absolutely stillness, absolute silence. You have dissolved completely. There, initially, when you begin to the process of, we have already talked about the process of meditation. While the process, you have so many physical experiences. You may get, heaviness, or feeling light, or, the itching, or whatever thing might come up. The numbness and all. And then comes to the mental experiences. There's so many thoughts might wander. Might be so many things. And then the emotional experiences. Suddenly you may feel like crying. Suddenly you may feel like laughing. There's so many things which come up. And then comes the spiritual experiences. It's a third eye experiences, when you see so many things, what is happening in your own realms of spiritual dimension, your essence dimension, your tattva, okay, expression. And now after this, when we say dhyana, it is beyond all these layers. You are neither the body identification, you are neither the thought, nor the emotion, nor any experience. You are absolutely zero, right? This is the dhyana, the seventh state of Ashtanga Yoga. And now when it is coming to the eighth one, the last one, is the samadhi, where you're becoming one with the whole. Right, I already told you about when you are in your womb of your mother, the body is one with the other body, the whole body, the bigger version of you. Right, the same way, when you enter the oneness, the samadhi, the essence, the small essence is become the part of the whole. Okay, that is what it is, oneness. You are not separate from that whole. Your every moment, you are part of the whole. Okay, when you dissolve, it's only in the state of meditation, of the state of zero state, you feel that oneness, you are completely becoming whole. Okay, but the samadhi is grieving the same oneness. When you are in womb, and when you are in the mother's womb, in your mother's womb, you are one with that. There is no difference between your mother and yourself. There is absolutely no difference. It's one and the same. You and your mother are one. And now it is only after coming out of the body, when the umbilical cord is cut, the separation has happened. So wherever there is union, there is a separation. And now, when you are going beyond the body, in the samadhi state, you are becoming one with that whole expression of the universe. Right? This is what the oneness is, and this is the eighth part of anga of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. So these are the yoga and its types, which we have talked about today. And thank you, friends, for being with this. Any doubts anyone have can always leave a comment so that I can explain further if anything is there. And thank you so much. And tomorrow again, sharp 7 o'clock, I'll come with a new topic and we'll discuss new things. Till then, thank you, friends. Thank you so much.